my name is Melissa van Dijk, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can use the Inkey's Succinic acid blemish treatment, which contains 2% of succinic acid, 2% of sulfur and 1% of salicylic acid. Now this treatment can help you to unclog your pores and prevents them from clogging again. It has some anti-inflammatory properties and it can help you to calm the red and infected areas so that it becomes less visible. And at the same time, this treatment has a greenish tint to it, which works like a neutralizer. So if you want to neutralize redness, you're going to use a greenish tint. And so in this case, it's skincare. However, usually when wearing makeup, it would be a greenish color correcting concealer. And so this is the whole idea behind it, that if you're planning on using makeup afterwards and you are going to use that one before, it can help you to make this area less visible due to the greenish tint, which neutralizes the redness. So it has some benefits by working as a skincare product, but at the same time if you're using makeup afterwards. And so I want to share with you 2 example skincare routines, which, by the way, if you want to see them in your own time, you can download them in the description box down below. And the first one would be keeping the focus on the blemish treatment on its own, whereas the other one is a skincare routine that the Inkey's list also recommends. So since you're using this blemish treatment daily in the morning and or evening, and you're using it like a spot treatment, you're only going to use it on the affected area. So this can either be just one spot, then just dot it onto that specific spot, or if you have like several like reddish points due to your acne on one area, then of course you can go ahead and just place it on that affected area. Just make sure that when using it, that you're giving it enough time in between when using something else afterwards. And this is now where I want to get into. So when it comes to a morning skincare routine, you're going to get started with washing your face using a suitable cleanser for your skin type and needs. This can be a gentle cleanser or an exfoliating acid cleanser. Once you have washed your face, rinse it off, pat the skin dry, and then follow on with the blemish treatment and only just use it on the affected area. And that's already it. However, if you're planning on being exposed to the sun and or wearing makeup, then it is important that between the application of your blemish treatment and your sunscreen, that you're going to wait at least for 5 minutes in between so that the treatment is able to dry and absorb into the skin. Otherwise, you're going to move it around. Once it has dried, then you can move on with your sunscreen application. After you have applied your sunscreen application and you're planning on wearing makeup, wait again 10 to 15 minutes in between and then move on to your makeup application. And that's already it. However, when it comes to your evening skincare routine, you can again just use your cleanser that you usually use, or you may want to do a double cleanse to make sure that you can properly remove your sunscreen and or makeup. Then use an oil or balm cleanser at first and then your daily cleanser that you usually use to wash your face. Rinse it off, pat the skin dry, and then move on to the blemish treatment and only use it on the affected area. And that's already it. However, again, I now want to quickly go over an example routine that the Inkey's list recommends, which I believe is most suitable if you have combination to oily, blemish-prone skin, since they are working with their salicylic acid cleanser. So again, during daytime, you can go ahead and use their salicylic acid cleanser to wash your face. Rinse it off, pat the skin dry. Then they want to include an hyaluronic acid serum in between to add hydration to the skin, wait for it to absorb, and then you're moving on to the blemish treatment, apply to the affected area. And then again, if you're being exposed to the sun and don't want to wear makeup, wait long enough in between and then do the application of your sunscreen and then follow with your makeup. However, when it comes to your evening routine, again, you either just can use a salicylic acid cleanser. You may want to use it twice depending on what you're wearing and how easily it can be removed, or you may want to do a double cleanse at first, using an oil or balm cleanser at first and then the salicylic acid cleanser. Wash your face, rinse it off, pat the skin dry, add hyaluronic acid to the skin for hydration, and then move on to the blemish treatment. And that's already it. So those are the example routines that I want to share with you. Again, you can download them in the description box down below if you want to go over them in your own time. Now, in this example, I'm going to go with the example routine that the Inkey's list recommends, so that you can see that the blemish treatment is basically your last step in your skincare routine when not planning on wearing sunscreen and or makeup afterwards, because you're going to only use it on the affected area, and it's best if you're not using anything afterwards. At least for me, when I'm using it, I'm not using anything afterwards because I really want to keep my focus on that affected area. So if you have other serums or exfoliating acids or other treatments that you want to use in that same routine, you can go ahead and do so, but use them before your blemish treatment. And so I'm now going to get started with the first step, which is now washing my face with the Inkey Salicylic Acid Cleanser. Again, if you have a different one at home, you may have a gentle cleanser at home, that's completely fine. Go ahead and use that one. Just make sure that it does not irritate your skin nor dries out your skin in any way. And make sure to read the directions on the back of the packaging on how you should use your cleanser. And if you can use it around the eyes or if you should avoid the eye area, just make sure to not get it into your eyes. Now in this case, it is advised to apply it on wet skin. So the first step that I'm going to do is now wetting my face and neck with lukewarm water to warm water, and then I'm using a bit of the cleanser and massaging onto wet skin. You can do this above the sink or take the cleanser with you in the shower, whatever is a bit more convenient for you. So let's go ahead and do this. And use about a coin size amount or 1 to 2 pumps of your cleanser in the palm of your hand. So then rub your hands together and then gently massage your cleanser onto the skin for about 30 seconds to a minute. So once you have massaged your cleanser all over your face and neck, you now can go ahead and rinse it off again with lukewarm water to warm water, by either again just using your hands only, or depending on what you're trying to remove or depending on the cleanser you may use, you can use a fresh and soft washcloth in between which you're going to wet, and this can help you to remove it a bit better. So now go ahead and pat the skin dry. So once you have pat the skin dry, you now can immediately move on to the next step, which can already be using the Succinic acid blemish treatment and use it on your spots, and there you have it. However, as already mentioned, if you want to add hydration to the skin and you want to use something lightweight, you can use either, as the Inkey list recommends, using their hyaluronic acid, or for example another hydrating serum or hydrating toner or hydrating essence. So if you're going to use any of those, then use it before applying the blemish treatment. And so in this case, I'm going to use the Inkey list hyaluronic acid, and I'm going to use a few drops in the palm of my hand, and I'm going to apply it all over my face and neck. If you have a toner or essence, again, you can either apply it with your hands or with a cotton pad, whatever works the best for you, and then gently blend it all over your face and neck, and then you're going to leave it on the skin. And gently blend it all over by either blending it or patting it all over. Just make sure to not get it into your eyes. So, and once you have applied it all over, then you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. Now if you like to, you can wait 30 seconds or about a minute in between, so that the skincare product has time to absorb into the skin before moving on to the next one. Once it has absorbed into the skin, you can feel it, then you can immediately move on to the Inkey Succinic acid blemish treatment and just apply it only on the affected area where you feel the need. So it has a greenish color, which helps to neutralize the redness. And so you can either, as already mentioned, just use it on a specific spot. And you may want to apply it a bit thicker on the skin. Or if you have a larger area where you have multiple blemishes in one area, then you can apply it thinly all over. This of course depends on if you're planning on using sunscreen and or makeup afterwards, or if you're just going to leave it on the skin. So if I'm planning on wearing makeup afterwards and or sunscreen, I would apply it thinly all over so that I can treat the affected area. However, if I'm not planning on using anything else afterwards, I just would leave it like this so that I have a thinner area, a thicker area on that specific spot. So, and once you have applied it on the affected area, then you can stop right here and just leave it as it is. However, if you are now planning on using anything else afterwards, such as, for example, your moisturizer, if you have a drier skin type, then you can go ahead and do so, and or your sunscreen or makeup. Just make sure that you're really giving your skin enough time to absorb the product and that it can dry before applying anything else all over your face and neck, because then you aren't likely to move it around, because if you're not giving it enough time, you will smear it around and you are not treating the affected area, but basically treat anything else on your face, but just not the red spot. So therefore, waiting in between before following with something afterwards is really important. So keep this in mind when setting up your skincare routine. And so again, when being exposed to the sun, don't forget your sunscreen, which can either be a moisturizer that already contains SPF or a regular sunscreen. And make sure that it does not irritate your skin or stings your eyes in any way. It should feel comfortable and protect the skin. Now, this is what I wanted to share with you. I do hope that you enjoyed it, that you find it helpful. Again, if you want to go over the example routines in your own time, I'm going to link them in the description box down below. If you now want to know more about the Inkey's list and see the applications of their different products, or you're looking into their different skincare products, I have several videos on my channel and I'm going to add some of them at the end of this video so that you can keep on watching. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed it. If you did so, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up as well as share it. And I will see you soon in the next one. Happy skincaring. Bye.